Having previously taken a good look at QNAP's first ever Thunderbolt-equipped NAS unit, the TVS-871T, the next step is to begin setting up the device so we can begin sharing files, as well as use the many other powerful features available in QNAP's QTS operating system. Let's get stuck straight in. So with the QNAP TVS-871T Thunderbolt NAS unboxed and ready for installation, I'll leave a link in the description box below as well as at the end of this video in case you missed it, we're now ready to get the unit set up for use. As per the manual within the box, we can begin by navigating to start.qnap.com, where we are able to enter the particular model, and are then presented with a 3-step process to follow, the first being to set up the hardware, which involves removing a drive caddy, placing either a 2.5 or 3.5 inch drive into place, before securing using the screws included with the drive, and sliding back into the NAS. Repeat this with however many drives you are looking to start with, bearing in mind you do not need to fill all bays to use the system. In this example, we'll be starting with 3 6TB drives and expanding at a later date. With drives installed, we can now attach power, as well as an Ethernet cable giving the NAS connectivity to an internet-enabled network, before powering up the entire unit. Once powered, we can move to the next step, which involves installing the NAS firmware via one of 3 options. Using a CloudKey, which is unique to each NAS unit, avoids having to install anything on your computer, although the unit must be connected to a network with internet connectivity. Considering the NAS is connected to a switch with internet connectivity, we'll choose this option and go ahead with entering the CloudKey from the NAS into the online web page. On this page, users would create a My QNAP Cloud account for remote access to the system. I don't want to set this up just yet though, so I'll skip this step and create an account later. And hit the button to confirm. We then begin the main system installation, where we enter all required details and get the QTS software downloaded and installed onto the unit. Simply hit the start button to begin. Here we can begin to customize the unit by providing it with a name, as well as a user account password, before continuing. The date and time settings are synchronized already, so there's no need to change anything on this page. Next we get to the network settings. We can leave this as it is, set on DHCP, meaning the system will pick up an IP address automatically, although it's best to provide a fixed IP address for future use, as this address will not change even if the unit is restarted in the future. I have no Thunderbolt devices connected for the moment, although we will explore this in a future video, but we'll continue with the setup for now. Next we choose the sharing services we require. PC and Mac will be the most common, and since I have no Linux based systems on my network, we'll skip that option for the moment, and hit the button to continue. Finally, the system will check which disks are currently installed in the unit, and we can see here that it's picked up the 3 6TB disks installed earlier. We can choose a volume type and RAID level, and it's wise to spend some time thinking about which you want to use. I just want the system set up and accessible for the moment, and we'll take a closer look at creating a volume in the next video, so I'll hit the option to configure the disks later. We are then able to review a summary of all chosen options, after which the system will go ahead with the NAS setup. The process can take a while depending upon the size of the disks you have installed in the unit and whether you are creating a volume at this time. Although since I am not creating a volume in this example, after only a few minutes the installation is complete. And we are presented with this confirmation screen, where we can then continue and connect to the software now running on the NAS, and log in using the credentials entered during the setup process. And that's all there is to it. The NAS is now ready to be customized and used. A button in the corner can be used to easily view the dashboard, which will provide information on the NAS including resource information, system and drive health, and so on. A nice way of keeping a good check on the NAS performance and any potential issues. At this point, it's also a good idea to head into the control panel and go over the settings within, in order to customize and set the NAS up the way you will be using it. And there's a ton of options to cover a huge variety of uses. As it stands though, the NAS is set up and ready to be used. Join me in the next video where we'll begin to create our storage volume and then continue to review and explore the QTS 4.2 system along with its various modules to determine what exactly makes it so great.